Hey, 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 everybody. It is Radley here with the Radleigh Valentine Show, coming to you from the good folks at mindbodyspirit.fm or whatever your personal favorite podcast provider is. So, this week we are talking about a topic that I really love. It's called Finding Joy Again. So, I don't know about you guys, but I think the last few years have been a years of struggle. Ever since COVID, things have just been wonky weird, and they just continue to be wonky weird. It's like every year I think this is a year where it's different. This is a year where it's different. This is a year where it's different. But it just brings different challenges each single time. Um, I have been trying to work my way through that. And last year was rough. It was a really rough year. And yet something seems to have shifted. Somehow, the work that I've been doing personally, spiritually, as well as embracing just sort of the juicy part of life of like, who is Radley exactly at this particular point and what does he want? Doing that kind of work has really made a humongous difference for me. Um, just to give you kind of an idea of how joy can creep up on you. Um, the other day I was in the kitchen, I was cooking because I really do like to cook, and I had music playing, and suddenly it just occurred to me. I didn't even know I was doing it, but I was dancing. I was dancing in the kitchen. I was singing the song that was playing on the radio. It was probably Karen Carpenter or whatever, but it was like singing and on to the radio, and I was dancing in the kitchen, and I was like, "Oh my God, when did this happen? When did this shift come? When did I go from this place of really feeling the struggle, feeling anxiety every day of my life, really struggling with just the smallest of things to suddenly I'm dancing again. And, the thing that you kind of have to keep in mind is music has always been very important to me. It's always been an important part of my life. I was singing in front of the church when I was 4 years old. Um, I I've just music has always mattered. And in fact, I actually went to college and my initial major was music major, dance minor. And I was a wild dancer. Oh my God. It was crazy. It was crazy. It's like, oh my God. But um somehow in that through the years, it's like I still kept singing. I sing in the car all the time, but it's like somehow that got muted. That part of me got muted. I got so caught up in the challenges that were life or the struggle that was life that I think I just wasn't doing it. And, I have a dear friend. She's a fabulous medium. Her name is Heather Hildebrand. And I remember her saying, because I had a rough Christmas. It was my first Christmas by myself in 40 years, and I didn't know how to behave. I didn't know what to do. And um, she told me, she's like, if you feel really down, sing and dance because you can't feel down and sing and dance. And you know what? It's like, I don't know if that's true. I haven't tested it. I haven't, I haven't run a thesis and given it a true test. But I know I was pretty happy when I was dancing, but was I dancing because I was happy or happy because I was dancing? I I don't know. But what I know is that I'm sensing this thing of joy is returning. And it's like, you know, and part of me is like, it's like I moved away from home. Home for me is Denver, Colorado. I moved away from home and hated it. Lived in another place for 3 years, absolutely hated it. Not my vibe. It was terrible. Um, but it was a place where there were no seasons. And so now I'm home, and we have 4 seasons, and I love 4 seasons. But it's like, okay, do I have a problem with winter? Is that it? Do I need to notice that I have a challenge with winter? Could that be part of what the struggle is? Um, I don't know. I'll have to like pay attention to it maybe through another whole year. But something is lifted. It's like I'm buying daffodils, I'm buying flowers, I'm putting them around the house. That's also something that I haven't had a tendency to do. But here's one of the things that I know that I feel like is really become important. It's that you don't always have to have all the answers. It's like I know that things are shifting and it's just like I'm embracing it. I'm just embracing it and I'm trying not to push on life so hard. Um, I'm very much a type A personality. I just am. It's like I'm very much about doing the things that I need to do in order to be in this place of accomplishment. It really matters to me. It matters to me to be accomplishing things. It matters to me to get things done. I'm restless if I'm not doing it. And so I think that when I moved back home, I was just sort of like in this whole survival mode. I was just in this mode of like, do, fix problems, fix problems, fix problems, reestablish myself, make sure my dogs are safe, blah, 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 just all this stuff. And I think that was also really kind of getting to me. And then until my personal therapist introduced me to this sort of like radical idea of what if you just let life unfold instead of trying to control it? So let me say that again because this is important. What if you just let life unfold instead of trying to control it? Mind blown. Wow. Oh my God. Big thing. What if I let life unfold? What if I didn't have to race to the end for everything? What if I didn't just constantly be in this place of accomplish, accomplish, accomplish? What if it was okay that there's not a chair in that corner of the house where there needs to be a chair? What if I just waited? What if I just saw what unfolded? And it's like that revelation just it just sort of like put me back on my heels. It just changed things. It set me up to this place where I was like, right, what if I did? What if I did that? And I do think there's a balance. There's this middle place between accomplish, 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 and get a lot of things done or solve problems and but not being impetuous. Impulsive is the word I mean, not impetuous. Maybe I'm impetuous too, but impulsive. Y'all know it's like I don't cuss, so it's just not a thing I do. But it's like, the an acronym AF, those words. I am IAF. I am impulsive AF these days. And I think it was all a part of this whole element of I need to get these things done. I need to accomplish. I need to create. And that was showing up in me buying things. I was just impulsively buying things. And I think that, one of the things that sort of like came out of this whole revelation of letting life unfold and maybe not being so impulsive about purchasing things is to know the difference between buying something that you really want and that is important versus being impulsive. And I'm really bad at antique stores because it's like you see things at antique stores. But the other day I was at an antique store and there was this little, I've been to these antique stores so much because I love it because it's just like a place of peace for me. It's a place of happiness that I've seen everything that's up front. So I've started digging through their shelves because antique stores, if you've never been to one, there's like shelves of stuff and stuff is hidden behind other things at this point. And so I've started like digging behind the shelves to go, well, what's in here? And I found this vase and it's square and yellow, and it's kind of a buttery yellow, which I love that color. And I was like, well, this is kind of cute. And then I turned it around and it's backlit. This thing is from the 50s, okay? The 50s or the 60s. And behind it, there's an indentation in the back of the vase or the plant. It's actually a planter, I should say. It's not a vase, it's a planter. And in the back, and it's one of those old aquarium bulbs. You remember those bulbs that are long and skinny, like a hot dog or something, and then you screw them in. And it's like, oh my God, this vase is backlit. You plant plants in it, and then you can turn on a light and it lights it up from behind. And I was like, I have never seen this before. I am never going to see it again. This is the only one of these that probably exists in Denver, Colorado, and it's $60. I'm buying it. Well, to me, that was like not impulsive. That was, I will never see this again. And it's just $60. It's not $600. On the other hand, there was this amazing, amazing piece of furniture at a different antique store. And I did not need to spend $2,000. Really bad idea for me right now. But this piece, it unique, amazing, fit in a space that I have left in my house like it was designed for it, but $2,000. Oh my God. And so I was like, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And so I went back to the antique store because I'm like, I might do this, I might do this. And it was sold. It was not even sold, it was gone. It was completely gone. And it's like I was sad, but I was also glad. It's like I can't be IAF because it's gone. And to be honest with you, it's like as much as I loved it and as much as I would have liked to have had it, I was actually kind of grateful to the angels about like erasing that possibility for me so that I could, it's like, um, um, oh, shoot, her name just went right out of my head. Absolutely fabulous spiritual teacher, Esther Hicks. She's always talking about the contrast of the way life is versus the way you want it to be. And I was really awake in that moment to the contrast between buying a little planter for $60 that I'm never going to see again versus buying a piece of furniture for 2000 which I will probably never see again. But there's a big difference. One of them was easily affordable to me and the other one was not. And so being in the moment and being awake to impulsiveness versus decision was amazing. It was like, okay, I've learned something here today. I've learned something that can help me have a life that makes me happy so that I don't bring something home that maybe was more than I should have spent, so that I look at it and that's what I think of. There are pieces of furniture in my house that were very inexpensive and great. And there are pieces of furniture in my house that were pretty expensive but it's like, do I look at it and go worth every penny? Or do I look at it and go, shouldn't have spent that money? And the thing about living an enchanted life, the thing about being in a place of joy is being able to make decisions that you don't regret. Being able to make decisions that you can look at later and go, informed decision makes me happy to look at it, helps me to understand what life and happiness is for me. Having an enchanted life isn't um, about trying to force things to happen. It's about co-creating with the universe. Co-creating with the universe, doing it in sync with your angels, your spirit guides, ascended masters, fairies, whatever it is that you want. And being in this space where you can be, this makes me happy. And I did it in alignment with who I am spiritually. That's co-creating with the universe. A journey towards having an enchanted life is about finding joy again, stepping into the trust, embracing who you are. That's that's what it's about. That's what it is. And it's like every year I pick a word. And I've really struggled this year to pick a word. It's it's like my therapist wanted me to pick acceptance. And I was like, oh, type A person's acceptance sounds like failure. And it's like, but that's not what he meant. What he meant was allowing life to unfold and just standing back and watching it happen, being a part of it and allowing it to wash over you in a peaceful way. But I think I've landed on the word of enchantment. I want an enchanted life. That's what I want. And I want to experience awe as much as possible. Awe is my absolute favorite emotion. I love being in awe. I love that feeling of, oh my God, this is happiness. Oh my God, this is what God feels like. Oh my God, this is what being with this had to have come from my angels. It had to, and being in awe of that. I talked a little bit earlier about could winter be the thing that's like making me struggle? And we're headed into spring in the northern hemisphere. We are. And I bought this house and the front yard was so overgrown that literally you could not see the house. I'm serious. I could show you a picture of the house right now and you would not know what my house looked like. I'm not exaggerating one bit. You couldn't even see the roof line. And so it was months of work to clear out the front yard and to get it just to be a nice green lawn. I've got total street cred with my neighbors now. But we did all this work and now it's spring here, and you know what's happening? Tulip bulbs, crocuses, daffodils, they're coming up all over my front yard. I mean, all over the place. And at first I was so annoyed by that. I'm like, I just got this cleaned up. And then a friend of mine named Nora, who's a gardener, master gardener, and she's like, oh, Radleigh, you're being silly. The stuff will come up. It'll be gone before you even start to mow. And then when you mow, it'll go away. She's like, don't even worry about it. And I was like, you know what? She's right. She's right. I've got this beautiful green lawn in my front yard now, and it's going to be just full of like tulips and daffodils and crocuses. The crocuses are already blooming. And I'm like, that's not bad. That's magic. That's this amazing thing that just sort of happened, you know? Sometimes that's what we need. We just need somebody else to to show us that things that might seem annoying are really not. So, like, it's like I have this new deck out called Angel Affirmation Cards. And it's like, here's an affirmation for you about life this way. Where is joy already trying to show up in your life? Where is joy already trying to show up in your life? And how do you grab that? Well, I have a suggestion. The suggestion is I have spent the last few years with a membership group, and that membership group has taken people through all kinds of spiritual growth and stuff. And this year we are doing enchantment. Literally, the name of my membership group in this year is the Year of Enchantment. So if you've been feeling like you're stuck in the gray, unsure of what's next, just you feel like you're pushing too hard, then I am basically inviting you to step into a year of joy and magic and spiritual discovery. Last year was transformation. My students worked so hard. I am so proud of them. The work they did was amazing and important. But I personally am tired of hard work. It's like I'm tired of growth and life lessons and having my character built. I want enchantment. And so, whatever I'm trying to bring into my life is what I help to try to bring into my students' life. And so, my membership group is meant to help people reconnect with themselves and their spiritual team. And so here's our map for the journey in 2025, starting in April. The first 3 months, April through June, I am calling Life Everlasting, Angels, Guides, and the Soul Journey. And 1 month, we're going to talk about guardian angels and spirit guides, working with those together. The next month, we're going to talk about guardian angels and soul contracts. And the third month, we're going to talk about guardian angels and past life regressions. July through September is called Mystic Mentors, guidance from masters, fairies, and animal guides. The first month is about fairies and animal guides. And the months 2 and 3 of the second quarter are Ascended Masters Part 1 and Ascended Masters Part 2. Ascended Masters is such a big topic. This is people like Jesus and Kuan Yin and Ganesh and Saint Germain and all of these people and how they can help us in our lives. The third quarter, October through December, is Archangel Frequencies, tools for building your connection with the archangels. And so the first month is prayer and the archangels. The second month is crystals and the archangels. And the third month is pendulums and the archangels. And then January through March of 2026 is called the Tarot Cipher, unlocking the deeper messages in Tarot. So, Tarot signs and symbolism, month one, Tarot and the Dreamer's Journey, time second month two, and astrology and Tarot in month three. So, you might be asking, well, what's included in the Enchanted year? Lots of things. So the first week of every month, you will get a magical video workshop about the topic that we are talking about. You will get a PDF workbook that goes with that, and you will get a meditation that goes along with that as well. The next week is called Ask Rad. That's where you get to pop on with me for an hour along with the rest of the people in the group. And I do readings for people. I do one card readings, as many as I can do for free in front of everybody there. Also, if you've got questions about the topic, I have what's called professor's hours, office hours, like in college. And so you can leave a message and I'll record a video for the whole group answering your questions. The next week is Tarot tutorials. You can use Tarot or Oracle cards, but you'll get a Tarot spread and you'll also get a video tutorial. And then finally, we have, well, not finally yet, we have a sacred community of kindred spirits that on Facebook where you can talk to these people. There's over 1,000 people in there right now. And also what we call development circles. This is where you get to um, meet with perfect strangers, other people taking the membership course for the year, and do readings for each other to hone your skills. This is overwhelmingly popular. People love this. I could do this every week and everyone would show up. You also get first dibs to my personal one-on-one private reading calendars. I don't do those very often, but I release them at least once a year, usually twice a year, and you get first dibs at those by being a part of the membership group. So if that sounds like something you're really interested in, you can go to radleighvalentine.com/enchantment and check it out. Find out all the rest of the information about it. See what people are talking about. It's going to be great. I am totally my intention for everything is that I am going to have the best, most enchanted year I have ever had in my entire life. And I am bringing all the people in my membership group with me so they can do that too. So check it out, radleighvalentine.com/enchantment. In the meantime, think about the things that I've talked about, letting life unfold, being in the magic, understanding the contrast between what it is that you have and what you want so that you can make choices that make you happy. Because again, the point of the matter is you're a child of the divine. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be have a life of enchantment and magic and awe and all of those wonderful things because that's your nature. That's who you are. And I want you to have it. This has been Radleigh Valentine. I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I'll see you again next week.